Hello students, welcome in Sohi's teaching channel. In this video we will discuss about the physical properties of metals and non-metals and some exceptions in metals and non-metals. So let's start. First of all, we have physical properties of metal. The first property is that the metals have shining surface. This property of metal is known as metallic luster. The gold, silver, copper, zinc, etc. These are the so many metals, metallic luster. The second point is the metals are hard. Metals are generally hard. It is the second property of metal. The third property is the metal have high melting and boiling point. You can see from this chart there are some metals and the boiling point of these metals is given in degrees Celsius temperature. The tungsten is a metal which have the melting point is about 3400 degrees centigrade. So it is a very high temperature. So metals have generally high melting and boiling point. The fourth property is the metal can be beaten into thin sheets. This property of metal is called malleability. When we beat the metal or press the metal with high pressure, the metals convert into thin sheets. And this property is known as malleability. Next one is the metals can be drawn into thin wires. This property of metal is called ductility. You will be imagine that the gold is the most ductile metal. Gold is the most ductile metal. Just 1 gram of gold, 1 gram of gold can be converted into 2 kilometer long wire. So gold is the most ductile metal in all the metals. The sixth property is metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. This is a setup. If you insert a sample of metal here, the current will be conducted by the metal and the bulb will start glowing. So this is the metals. Metals are good conductor of electricity and metals are also good conductor of heat. If you start just one part of the metal, the heat will transfer to the another and that's why the metals are good conductor of heat also. Next one is the metals are generally sonorous. Sonorous means when the metals are beaten with the hard surface or hard object, these produce sound. That's why the bell, school bell or any bell is made from metal due to its sonorous property. Metals produce sound. This property of metal is called sonorous property. Now we have some exceptions in metals and non-metals. Some exception cases in metals and non-metals. So let's start. First of all, exceptions in metals. The first exception case is that all the metals are hard, but there are two metals, sodium and potassium. These are the two metals which are soft metals. These are so soft that it can be cut with knife. So these are the soft metals. The second point is metals are very good conductor of heat, but the lead and mercury, these are the two metals which are bad conductor of heat. Due to its bad conduction of mercury is used in the thermometer. Next is all the metals are solid, but there is only one metal. This is the mercury metal which exists in liquid state. All the metals are solid, only a single metal, mercury, which exists in the liquid state. Fourth point is that the metals have high melting and boiling point. But there are two metals, gallium and cesium. These are the two metals which have very low melting point. These are the metals which have very low melting point. When you kept these metals in your palm, the metal starts melting. Now, exceptions in non-metals. First point, the non-metal exists in three states as solid, liquid and gaseous state, but bromine is the only liquid non-metal. Bromine exists in the liquid state. This is a non-metal. Next one is the non-metals are bad conductor of electricity, but graphite, it is present in the lid of the pencil. It's a form of carbon. It's a good conductor of electricity. When you sharpen the pencil from the both ends and set up the circuit like this, the bulb will start glowing. It proves that the graphite is a good conductor of electricity. It is a form of carbon. Next one, the non-metals are generally soft, but diamond, it's also a form of carbon, is the hardest substance. It's also a non-metal, but it is hardest substance. And at the last, iodine is a only non-metal which have shining surface. It shines like metals. So iodine has metallic luster, but it is also a non-metal. Thanks for watching. How was the video? Please write in the comment section, subscribe the channel and like the video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.